In a world full of somewheres with somebodies, sometimes it's nice to just sit back, relax, and journey to nowhere with Cardboard Command.
Everybody wearing shirts? Everybody wearing pants? We're golden?
Shorts,
yes.
Wearing shorts.
Yeah, wearing shirts.
I got the shirt's rocking, and I'm just, we're going to leave it at that. What's up, Twitch?
All right.
I dare you to stand up. I dare you.
Yeah, no, we're hoping to... Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to leave this whole one. We're just going to,
Moving on.
Float on,
No,
How
please
about Double
expand,
Masters?
Lucas. Tell us your every thought.
Double Masters.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's a real...
Yeah.
It's two things. You know what I mean? It's two. There was Masters. And now there is another one. That's double.
I think there were multiple
there was like
Master
8 or
sets.
9 or something.
There was a bunch of modern Masters, and they were all modern tied. Then we had Modern Horizons. Then we had that Mystery Booster, which kind of had a similar feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have Double Masters, because Modern isn't popular anymore. I'm joking.
It has been a little while since they've done a Master set. What was the last one? Ultimate?
Well, they said they weren't going to do anymore, so...
They discontinued it or hiatused it temporarily.
Yeah.
It was unclear how long that was going to be. And apparently it was, a bit of time. Not that long, but a bit.
Yeah, well, until the mystery booster boxes started going crazy. Everybody loved them. So they were like, pump out another set, put in a bunch of great cards. And they
You think
did.
they could have done it that fast, though?
I don't know.
No
I
way.
think this was probably planned.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I guess maybe at least like the push for the release, right? But I mean, like,
Maybe.
some of the cards on the list are nuts, though, right? Mana Crypts, doubling seasons, the Blightsteel, the new art on that Blightsteel too is also awesome.
So dope.
Like,
Yeah.
there's
Oh, really? I was just going to say I didn't really like it.
Really?
Like
Oh, that's
yeah.
funny. Yeah, I thought it was so cool. The first one, the original, like, he looks kind of like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Mm.
You take that back. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I know. I would never, ever insult the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Okay.
Sounds like
but
you just
really,
did, bud.
No, I'm not. Okay, wait, hang on.
This
I'm
is
talking
it.
about
It's over.
Blightsteel.
I'm out. No, but it's over.
He does. Like, he just looks like this big, round, fat guy with, like, a half, like, hammer chisel thing on his one hand. It's like, I don't know. He doesn't look that terrifying. Versus the new one, he's in some crazy, like, kung fu kind of stance. The weapon looks more legit. I don't know, man. I think it looks way better. He looks
I
a
thought
lot
he looked
more
like a Marshmallow Man
terrifying.
before.
Totally. Yeah.
I don't
like
see it,
if he was, like, made out of cast iron. He was
If
the
he
cast
didn't
iron.
look anything like he was, like if he didn't look like he was made out of marshmallow. If the Marshmallow Man was stuffed into some like crazy armor.
I would like to point out
then,
cast iron.
that the Marshmallow Man, the Stay Puft
Blightsteel.
Marshmallow Man, is in fact a Colossus. He is gigantic.
He is. It's true.
It makes sense. I mean, okay, and really, all right, you're getting chased down the street, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man or Blightsteel, the original one. Who's more terrifying? Go.
Original Blightsteel, obviously.
I gotta have a look at
Am
it
I in a
again.
cartoon world or am I in a real world?
Yeah, what kind of world are we in? Set the stage.
Ooh.
Is it the
Okay,
1980s?
Okay, we'll start.
What's going on here?
Yes, it's the 80s.
Okay.
All right, it's 1980s, real world. All right, which one? Because I'd still go Stay Puft.
Am I my age now, or am I my age in the 80s, which is a birth?
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say you wouldn't have. Yeah.
All right,
'Cause it's
Colin,
like
you're
mid-80s.
just born.
Just born.
All right, you see the Marshmallow Man
Okay.
and the Blightsteel. Which way you going?
I'm probably going to be sitting where I am because I probably can't move yet. So, and am I terrified? No, probably not.
No, you can run. You
I
have.
fear ya.
That was the question. Because you were going to run. Who was scarier? So you have the ability to run.
I have the
You might be
ability to
hungry.
run.
You're
Okay.
a running
Cardboard
baby.
Command asking the real questions.
All right, we're getting to the truth.
Okay,
This
so
is
I can
serious.
crawl. Okay, fair enough.
Double Masters can take a seat. This is way more important.
Yeah, we've got to
You're
get to the
high,
bottom of this.
Colin. You're a highly advanced newborn baby.
Okay.
You're like more like a newborn. I don't know.
like
I'm like a
gazelle
am
or
I a
something. You
horse?
can,
Like a newborn horse that they can kind of
you're like a
stand
newborn
in like a
horse.
couple
You can
hours?
just- yeah, or an
Yeah,
elephant
you've
or
had a
something.
couple hours. You wiggled your legs out. You're good to go.
I'm
Stay
running
Puft or
100%. Yeah, I'm
Blightsteel?
going to run.
Yeah. So
and I'm going to be
so who are you running faster away from?
The Blightsteel Colossus.
Oh, no, like a caribou. You're a caribou.
I'm doing it because the Stay Puft Marshmallow isn't as scary because he's got rounded edges, and those are scientifically proven to be more cute and cuddly. So
Also,
the original Blightsteel has
I would point out,
so pointy.
you cannot,
Check it.
I will point out that
round an edge.
the Marshmallow Man you can eat. You have a way to handle him. You could eat him,
I don't know.
but you can't eat Blightsteel.
Is
Now, the
so
scholarly
many marshmallows.
articles that Colin sourced for this
Yes.
can be found in the description below. Just check those out.
Citation. Just
don't look too hard for them.
www.encyclopediabritannica.com.
Pointy bits are scarier than rounded marshmallow bits. Also, I was, it's too bad that the Marshmallow Man didn't make it into a Korea.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
True.
He's behemoth-like, he's
like that was the big next set. It's like Ghostbusters set.
Yeah. I think that was called Innistrad.
That's true.
Well, I mean,
actually.
who knows, right? That's a lair of behemoths. It could go to like the village of Colossuses.
Colossi.
Colossi. It's kind of like
what
moves.
color identity would the Marshmallow Man be?
That is a real white person right there.
He's a big white marshmallow
Big
man.
white marshmallow.
But what he white and blue because he's got the blue, the ribbon,
Now you're thinking.
the handkerchief.
Now you're thinking.
Right? Yep. White, blue.
I actually disagree.
What?
I think he'd be Orzhov.
I think he's Rakdos, man.
Really?
He's an agent of pure chaos.
Oh my
Amazing.
god. But you know what? Actually, we have to throw green in the hat because originally he was just like a regular marshmallow man, and then cast gigantic growth on himself. Boof.
Okay.
I mean,
Because it's
Right?
you wouldn't
See
be
what I
able
mean?
to do it in a blue-white deck. Like it's not possible.
Right.
Five-color
So-
commander?
so maybe he is kind of in a Korea a little bit. That new enchant creature plus 20. I mean, that's kind of what
Classification.
happened basically.
That's what happened.
He's a companion.
Right?
So, double masters.
All right.
All right,
We're
fine.
not done
All right,
here.
we'll get back to it.
All right, we can visit this maybe later.
Okay.
Marshmallow
man.
Man.
Let's. What was the big travesty? Is that it's what $300 American for a box?
Now,
That's
Canadian, that's like $1
travesty.
million.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
a year's salary in Canada.
Yeah. You know.
So, like,
Now, but
do I eat? Or do I buy?
So
double
that is
masters?
$412 Canadian. If it's 300.
Oy. Now,
Damn.
is that price set or is that the projected currently? I think it's projected as of now.
That's not MSRP, right? That's what people think it's going to be.
That's what Amazon has said so far. There's like Amazon listings, and
Yeah.
apparently there is no MSRP anymore.
MSRP hasn't been a thing for years.
Yeah.
Right.
So they.
However, there's a vague concept of how much cardboard in a Magic game is worth. And normally boxes sell for about 100 USD. Premium products sell usually upwards of 150 to 200. Lately, it's been, over the past couple of years, increasing steadily. And this is the most expensive box of Magic product that we've had in memory. I can't think. I don't think we ever
To start-
had something
to
at this
start with.
price.
Okay, so why is it so expensive then?
Well,
Yeah, you go ahead. You start.
Would anyone like to answer?
yeah, there's actually a post about that on Twitter. I think there was a discussion back and forth between the prof and Morrow. That's Mark Rosewater, the head of design.
Oh, nice.
For the
Yeah, I saw
entire game.
Prof got right into it. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, he really hates expensive sets.
Yeah.
Expensive cards.
He was not a happy professor.
As he should. It's cardboard. Let's get over it. Anyways, continue.
You need to command it and command your wallet.
Right.
Cardboard command. Yeah, anyway, continue.
but yeah, basically, when talking about it, what Rosewater suggested was that because of the content in this set, even though he's not allowed talking about what the content is yet, because of the content in it, the price point is accurate.
Mhm.
I wonder what the point of that is. I think that the argument might be worth comparing to what happened with Secret Layers. But I'll
Okay.
leave it at that for now.
I have theories. I have theorems. Because I watched Prof's video on it. He does a whole awesome take. And then I watched Rudy's take, the investor guide.
Saw that too.
Saw that. So it's different. And they both bring up points. So from that I've kind of deducted my own situation on it. But I mean, the one thing I can say is $300 American is ridiculous. Like, who's buying that? And it was $14 or something for a pack, would you really buy that though?
I don't think they'll have any problem selling.
It was over $16.
I want to. I like food, but I want to.
Right? Food's great.
Yeah.
So just to get a rundown of the set, right? So this is and what you're getting. There are 332 cards being printed, 25 packs per booster box, 15 card booster packs. So each of those 24 gives you 15 cards. You do the math, folks. And 2 rares and 2 foil cards per pack. And those foil cards can, of course, be rare.
Or not.
Yeah.
Or not.
Right.
Be something else.
But and so that's, I think, kind of what, with that, why does it cost so much? I think, that's the argument. Because at the end of the day, US-wise, it's going to be just over $1 a card, right? 330 cards, $300.
Yeah, and you've got 2 non-foil showcase box topper cards included with each box. So, I mean, there's definitely more that you're getting in each box.
Aren't you just getting one more thing? You're getting one more rare, and then in each pack, and then one more box topper.
And you're not technically getting
for $200.
And you're not technically getting another rare. The rare is just another one of the other cards, right?
I think you get 2 rares.
It says 2 rares and 2 foils.
So is it more cards than your average pack?
15. So it's cutting out commons
and 24 packs.
That's
so
what I'm trying to
similar
say. It's not an additional rare. It's a replacement of another.
Yeah. So it's replacing a common or an uncommon.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they've released 3. How many cards have they released now? 3 cards that they're doing. They're doing doubling season.
Yeah, I think 4.
Which the art is so nice for that. The little cute little dinosaurs.
The little baby dinosaurs, and the full art too. Yeah.
Atraxa.
Very cool.
Which
Atraxa. Sexy, very sexy.
Like #1 commander of all time, probably. And
that's a big statement, but anyway.
Well, in popularity for sure.
Yeah, it is just it's so versatile, popular. It's a very good card. Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying it's not, but wow. Because I mean, the only person I know, the only one I've ever seen, Spencer, is yours.
Yep.
Huh.
And then Blightsteel Colossus, just a 1-card finisher.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Love it, Stay Puft.
And then the 4th I saw is I think they're also re-releasing Mana Crypt in this.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah, they are. So, yep.
It's going to cut into your Mana Crypt.
I was going to say either hang on to your 2 or trade them in for store value right now before they drop.
I'm not too concerned about how Mana Crypts are going to do.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
And you know what? That's another thing I wanted to say with this. I noticed myself getting caught up in this. You were saying, Colin, watching the Rudy video on it. When I saw the release and I saw these cards that are coming out, my first thought was, I should trade my existing of those cards in now before they drop. And then I instantly was like, I hate that I am thinking this way. It just, right?
It's not your fault, man. That's the problem.
It's just, that is, man. That is not, sorry, go ahead, man.
No, I think that's a really good point, though. That you're addressing exactly where this whole thing is starting to get out of control. There's something about it. Okay. There's something about it that reminds me vaguely of Bitcoin circa 2017. I'm not it is very, Magic is becoming an increasingly speculative market. And it seems that secondary prices are affecting the price of stuff that the sealed product that WotC is putting out. That's concerning because WotC is not supposed to technically recognize that, and they don't publicly. But when prices are being influenced by the secondary market in sealed product, that's a legitimate concern. because it means that it is a collector's market. It is I mean, we already kind of knew that, but it means that it's less of a game than it was a few years ago, and more of a collection, more of a speculation, an investor's game, not a sit at your table with your friends and have a good night.
Yep.
I do pay attention to card prices to a certain extent. I do like the idea of buying on a low, because if there's going to be fluctuations, God knows I want to save my money where I can. But I don't really sell cards. I'm not looking to make money off Magic. I'm looking to cram as many decks together. And
trade value, right?
I just want to play cards with
to
friends,
make money
man.
off of Magic.
Yeah.
But it just, the fact that was the first thought, not these awesome new cards getting reprinted. Like, I'll be able to get my hands on more of this stuff. Or, like, save money on stuff I know I'm going to get to play anyways. It was just that thought got replaced, and I was like, it's happening.
This is
just like, no. I play to play. Like, it.
Next year, you're like, I went big into Mana Vault. Yeah, that's where I made my millions. Yeah.
Right.
Invested in Mana Vault. And you know what I bought? I made a lot of money off Soul Ring, too, actually. I bought about 8,000 and sold them for $2 profit.
Actually, you would probably could. Soul Ring is like the currency of Magic.
Yeah, it's the literal.
It's
the Stone of Jordan.
Standard.
The Stone of Jordan.
It's like the US dollar of Magic cards.
I wonder
Peace
if
skulls.
anybody's proposed to someone and pulled out a Soul Ring instead of like a ring.
100%. Some asshole.
Oh, come on.
I don't need this anymore. You're my Soul Ring now.
Well, now that you just smashed Spencer's future idea, Colin, way to go. That was really nice.
Jana would
Oh, no, trust me. My future idea is way nerdier than that.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Okay.
But
tell us about it.
No.
Let's delve into that right now, I think.
I think that's a thing to save privately.
What?
I don't want it on stream. Yeah, Jenna will say.
Okay.
I don't approve of.
That's reasonable.
Can't spoil those things.
Well, the good news, Colin,
Jana's
is
gonna
now
listen to
you
this?
won't be there.
Good. Disgrace. Man, that is funny.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I think they should print an uncard called Mole Ring.
Mole Ring.
Mole Ring.
Well,
It's like a circle of moles, like ready to fight someone. Like, put up your dukes.
Dude,
They're just like defending, like, what are you talking about? They can
Mole
be great.
Ring?
They're, like defending something in the center. The guy who says he loves porcuparrots.
Yeah.
You're going to say
it's a
mole
card
rings are
with
stupid.
use.
oh, come on. I am
The
defending
expected
him.
value is going to
Oh my
skyrocket.
God.
So I'm getting in
Porcuparrot
early,
is amazing.
Troll Ring.
right? I'm getting in early on Porcuparrot. I'm going to make a ton of money. It's going to be incredible.
That's going to be his custom license plate later.
Right?
It's like just PQRP. Just
million.
all consonants. It's like
When
those who will
Porcuparrot
will
moons.
know.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God. Anyway.
If you were to put a Porcuparrot in a zoo, which what section would it be in? I think this is kind of organized
Ooh.
by
Same
Is there like
same
a lava
section as the
section?
brushwag. I'm putting it with the
Brushwag.
brushwag.
What's a brushwag?
What about Swag Tusk?
Sounds good.
Are these all magic creatures in
The
this
Thragtusk.
zoo?
The all magic zoo. Welcome to
Yeah, brushwag is a creature type. Also card.
Okay.
Huh.
Okay, so it's not a real creature. Okay.
It is not a
No,
real creature. in real
allegedly.
life.
Allegedly. I put it with the fire Pokemon. You know what I mean?
You ask the
Charmanders.
haters.
Think tumbleweed, but with a face.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh,
a brushwag.
yeah, that thing. I know that thing. Of course.
I get
They're
behind
actually
that.
pretty deadly and limited.
I definitely would not go to a zoo to see a brushwag, though. If that's
Yeah, you would.
Very cool.
Shut
Are
up.
you kidding me? It would be awesome.
Are you kidding me? They're like, hey, we've done all kinds of genetic modifications to mixed all of these animals together. We made a brushwag, just like from Magic. You're telling me you wouldn't go see the brushwag?
Definitely go see it.
It would probably be the saddest thing ever.
I retract my earlier statement.
This creature would just be like, no.
I was just thinking, it would probably
Why are you
be
here?
covered in plastic bags, caught on it and stuff, right? Just If it was in our world, that would be covered in plastic.
Oh,
you know?
Oh, that's
God.
horrible.
It's just
Oh, dear.
the statement of humanity.
You
It's
made
just
it,
so
man.
bad.
You made it. You made this creature, bro. You did it.
See, I have a problem with human decks. Human tribal? No.
I got a real
my
problem.
God.
Human tribals destroying this world.
Destroying this plane.
Destroying this plane. We need to get on a new plane.
Nice.
but
Mars just
yeah.
isn't far enough, guys.
Right? Yeah, we need to
So-
go somewhere else. For
Oh, yeah, there was a launch today, or attempted, and then it didn't work because of weather. Anyway. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, what are you, like a new set?
Right, so we were talking about
Double
what were we
masted.
talking about? We're talking about the the fact that the prices of some products that are being printed are being influenced, at least on some level, by the aftermarket, which is concerning.
Yeah.
But who do you blame for the pricing of these products? It's Wizards of the Coast, I'm guessing, right? Because
Yes.
they're selling it to Amazon or whoever for a price, and then they need to have a premium. But I guess my only saving grace for this is I assume, because it's all reprints, that they're reprinting a ton of really sought after prints. That's the only way that this makes sense. That it's like, oh yeah, we're reprinting a huge list of cards that we have been asked to reprint constantly. So when you buy it, you're going to get all of these cards. That's the only saving grace.
Well, and you know what? I want to kind of build on that a bit. Actually, this is like a devil's advocate kind of situation because
Devil it.
like those cards that are already in the list guaranteed, like their prices are huge. With markets, sometimes price it just kind of happens. Like it's going to go up once it's on the market. It's going for a while. That's out of Wizards' hands. Now by reprinting all of these are cards that I love that I want to play. I know that I can get them now for a way cheaper price, or get a box and get multiples of them. So if anything, you could argue that doing it, they're making some of these cards more accessible.
Unless you get an unlucky box, or little Timmy buys a pack in the store for $16 and cracks
Timmy.
50-cent rares.
First of all,
Like,
You know what? I'm
Timmy
sick of
can
Timmy.
go-
Okay, let's just
go
leave,
frig
you know,
off. I don't care about Timmy.
Timmy can
Hey,
go
whoa!
live with the porky
Wow!
That
parrots.
poor child.
Guys,
Get out of here, you
what
poor
is
child.
happening? That's just mean. That's,
Wait, you don't
hey,
like
come
us
on.
hating on a hypothetical
A
child?
hypothetical, probably poor child.
Hey, he could be a nice child.
You're never
He
going to
could
make
be
it
a
in
nice
this world,
guy.
you child. You were a mistake.
All right. Hold
Sorry.
on.
Okay.
You're all
Okay,
talking
but
about
yes,
you are all talking about us at a period of time. We were all that Timmy one day.
Well, I
I'm
wasn't.
pretty
There
sure
was
I'm
a
still a
Snap.
Timmy.
Take that.
I never bought
jerks.
any packs ever when I was young.
John,
But
you're a Johnny and you know it.
There you go. What happens if that happens to little Johnny?
hey,
I
son,
don't know.
You're like,
can I
oh,
buy
bit
a
of a
magic
spike.
pack? Get out of here. You don't have enough money, kid.
Extra. Don't know why that came in there. Anywho,
Because you guys are mean. I'm trying to be nice to Tim. That was awful. Not
yeah. So
impressed.
I mean, yeah, it kind of makes it's a bit concerning when you're laying down that much money. Like, what are you gonna get? But on the other side of things, for someone like myself, well, actually, any of us, I think we're all kind of watching for those prices to drop a little bit on certain cards we've had our eye on. For a while, that we can, slide into a deck we already have, or kind of vault ourselves off into a new deck. Some of us never even finish our decks, really. So, I mean, I think I'm kind of the latter one. I just kind of will vault into the next one. But yeah, it's definitely going to affect that aftermarket in that way as well.
Yeah. Well, no, I get you. Like, right? Like, I bought that mystery booster box, essentially hoping to do what you did. Right, and
You,
I
you need to go
Did not.
on opening day.
Not.
Just impulse buy and be like, yeah, okay, whatever. It sounds like a good thing. And then,
and then
so
pull
150
2 mana
Canadian first pack you open on camera. That's your money back right there.
Man,
Honestly,
Yeah,
the only
little
thing
mana
I
crypt.
regret about the mystery booster box was not buying it earlier when it was in the Japanese card stock, because man, the American card stock just bends and starts warping so quickly. But that's
What do you mean
another
by
thing.
that, Spencer?
Huh?
What do you mean by that?
Oh, yeah. So the first round, like the first round of all boxes, whenever they release a new set, is on Japanese cardstock. It's cardstock that they print in Japan with I don't know the company or what the deal is, but it's a higher quality card material than when they switch over to the next round, which is done in the US. And you'll notice this if you compare old card quality to new card quality, or cards from a early purchased box versus a later purchased box. You can see that particularly in the foils, which have a history of warping, it'll warp way faster. We're talking like the difference between like months to get to a warp to days. And you'll notice
like the afternoon.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You'll
you pull
notice
it
the
and
same
it's
thing
warped already, you know.
in the regular cardstock too. Damage and warping is far more common with the American stock.
Interesting. I see. That's funny because I didn't really notice like much of a stock difference until Theros, but I like the feel of them. I like the feel of those cards, and I wanted to look like do research. Like I wonder if they're like, you know, like of course that part of me was hoping it's like, did they try to print them on more recycled material? I'm like, was this a good eco move? Or like, I haven't looked. I would love if it was. I don't know. I can hope.
It's not.
But
Nah,
It's not.
They be chopping down tree folk like
It's for tree folk.
goblins and dwarves
Oh.
and stuff would do.
But yeah, like
Oh well, I tried.
if I'm buying a ridiculously expensive Masters box, I would want it to be on quality card print.
Fair enough. Because if the cards,
So
aren't
how do you
worth
do that?
anything-
You buy an early pack.
You buy sooner, yeah. The thing is, they're already selling out on Amazon at the price they're at. And I think that was Rudy's point, is that, oh, well, if it's already selling out at the current price, then his argument was, that's too cheap. It should be more expensive, supply demand. I disagree, because that's ignoring the first part of that statement, supply. Wizards could have increased the supply. And if they did, it would make it more accessible to your average player to be able to pick up a premium product. So it's not like everybody would do it. Buying a booster box is still an investment at 100, let alone 200 or 3. So making it a little cheaper would have really helped that out. And it wouldn't sell out as easily, which is also the point, because a lot of these companies have specific allocations for how much they're getting in on that first round.
Yeah, I mean, his point was kind of that, but it was also what you get in the pack, and he was comparing it to the old Masters sets, but it's still way more expensive, I think.
And so what was his assessment?
Take
then?
was,
He
well,
said they should-
you're getting 2 rares and 2 foils and 2 box toppers, so you're getting, and I think he said that he was comparing to the others Masters sets, which are a little more money, I believe, than normal.
Yeah. they're
So
like
it was,
30 or
in
something.
that sense, you're getting the value, but I guess it's a little odd because it's really expensive. Like $300 is insane.
Yeah, I don't think that's unusual for a Masters set though. I mean, I think it's a little higher, but it's considering you're getting those extra rares and foils. I think, I mean, you could definitely argue that it's reasonable to be at that price point based on, you know, what we've seen in the past from other master sets.
It's supposed to supposedly be more value in this set than previous master sets. And Ultimate Masters, great success, amazing stuff in there. But even there, you could still end up having a poor box pull. You could still get, you know, kind of screwed with like the 50-cent rare. And what I'm wondering is how much of this is marketing to be like, hey, look at these big box toppers and big cards we're going to have coming back that are just a few of them of a much greater number that aren't so good. And, you know, there's some good stuff there, but we'll see. Like, is it going to be more like the regular master set, or is it so much better that this is just going to be, from a secondary market perspective, value? And if it is this really a product for a player, or is this a product for people who just want to hoard boxes and sell them back to players at a higher price down the road?
Yeah, it's just, at what point is this a game? Like, this is a card game for
A really,
kids
really good card
and
game. It's really
adults
fun.
as well. It's a great card game, but it's ridiculous.
The best card game.
And it's like, oh yeah, you want to play, kids? $300 American, and you can play a game of cards. And hey, you probably could put something together with that $300 investment, right? No. Do you think you can put together a deck with the? I mean, you could, but it won't be
Like
optimized,
a good playable? Probably not.
right?
Yeah.
I just think
I
it's,
agree. I'm with you 100%.
of course, right? It's weird. I don't.
Yeah. I find it frustrating. Sorry, finish your thought.
Yeah, I guess it's very clearly not a product that somebody who's just like working a normal job could buy without saving a ton, right? Like we could probably all afford
you're
it, but we all
talking
have
about
you know,
collectors, right?
right?
Like people who are really looking.
Yeah. So
to
who's going to buy it
put some
then?
money into this?
Collectors will buy it.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yep.
That's all.
Well, players as well, but players can be collectors and collectors can be players. It's all different. All on.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have to
Very
tell you. You all
philosophical,
know,
right?
yeah.
They're all players.
It's the spectrum of. It's a spectrum. It's two spectra that work side by side. I just felt I hadn't talked in a while, so I thought I should chime in there.
I guess the way when I was
an unfinished thought.
when I was watching the professor's video, his take, and he was talking about, okay, so it feels like the mantra is this is a very expensive collector's kind of thing, but there's stuff for everyone. You've got this, you got Ikoria, you can buy that, and then you can buy this, and it's kind of like, yeah, that it's supposed to be a game. So when you make some pieces of the game inaccessible, then it's, the way I see it, it's pay per win or pay for win or whatever. Like when you have a free game on mobile, it's pay to win. Sorry, I got it wrong 3 times. It's pay to win gaming, basically, which is like, I feel almost a trap. Like it ruined games, right? I mean, we've seen it in the gaming industry. Pay to win ruins game franchise, right? Battlefield, that was a perfect example of a game which was like, you can't play this map without paying for an additional extra thing. It's like, you can't include the whole game in the $90 or $80 game, you ass. Like, what is this?
It's
That's where I
funny you
see
mentioned that. There was another video from another YouTuber, another content creator on this, Pleasant Kenobi.
Okay.
He did.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Very
go ahead.
similar take to the professor, but I felt he came at it from a more. He was more willing to consider the secondary market in it. His biggest problem that he was addressing with this whole thing is his concern about it being a monetization thing, similar to video games, GDC 2014. What happened with Battle. It was Battlefront, right?
Battlefront.
Where all that happened.
I hope I said Battlefront, not Battlefield.
Yeah. And basically, he described it as a whale hunt, and I agree. It is a hunt for the Magic investor who's going to spend money and hoard these boxes, not for the average person. But the problem is, you can't keep the investor from, trying to snipe the boxes. They're going to try and go after this. The only way to avoid it is print more. Make more supply, because then it devalues the box in comparison to the other ones that are on the market, makes it more accessible, more people can buy them up, which means anybody who hoards it, well, I mean, they'll probably make value off it one day, but they'll have to wait a little longer, and it won't entirely crash the market in terms of price if you're like worried about the secondary market, but I mean, prices will go down, and maybe that's reasonable because the prices today aren't the prices of yesterday. They're not. The price of Magic 2 years ago was phenomenally cheaper than the price today. And maybe it's okay to slide back to that for a while.
No, if that's what happens, I hope so, right? I mean, like, that's what I'd love to see out of it. That was another two. I'm totally taking a shot. I don't even care. Before, when you guys were like, oh, yeah, no, whose fault is that or whatever? Why is this happening? Damn you, Rudy! I will totally point a finger at him. I don't even care.
That's
honestly.
a good point.
Right? It's part of the problem, for sure.
The investors are a big reason.
Absolutely, right? Totally, man. And same just back with what we were talking about, because I want to get away. We've been talking about the economy of Magic for a while now. I think we're good to kind of turn away from that a bit. It's like it just, it just, that same thing. And we've said it before, right? Like I got into it for the game, right?
And,
why play the game. Go ahead,
yeah,
John.
I think Spencer kind of summed it up nicely there. Just,
Yeah.
whatever, a minute ago or whatever. But yeah, I think, it's something that we do. Of course, you want more people to play. So if you make it more accessible to people, you'll have more people playing, and that will be good for the players and people selling Magic cards. And yeah, I think it's just the matter of where does it start? Where does it end? How do we go about doing that? And I think maybe we're in agreement that this isn't a step in that direction, this new master set.
Seems odd. But that's the thing. I'm sure that Wizards of the Coast, like, they're owned by that monstrous Hasbro, right?
Hasbro.
So
They are the number one earner for Hasbro now.
nice. That's really cool.
Everything is, there's always a bigger
doing
fish, eh? Magic, Wizards, Hasbro. Like, it just, oh my God.
So I guess, but that's the thing. They've been doing such a good job for so long, and it's been doing, like, they obviously know what they're doing, right? As a business, and the game is more popular than ever. So they obviously know what they're doing. So I would tend to give them benefit of the doubt. That's all. But I refuse to buy a box for $300. I will not do it. It's insane.
I also
too
can't
expensive.
blame,
I get it.
I can't blame Wizards, the company, entirely for wanting to, go after consumers that are willing to buy their product, as much as that sucks. But that doesn't mean they couldn't have upped the supply.
Or up the price a little bit, not a ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
But they're releasing so many
so-
products. It's like right now.
Should we move on now? Because we're kind of running low on time here. I do want to talk about C20 because I've been watching some gameplay.
Yeah.
It's
Yes,
really, really fun stuff. All right. So Commander 20, of course, just came out fairly recently. We've been seeing some gameplay videos online from some of the big players, and it looks like there's some really, really fun stuff in there. Does anybody want to kind of get us started on C20?
Well, Lucas owns them, so
Yes, I do. I've got them all right over here looking at me, and they're different than Ikoria.
yeah.
They are different than Ikoria. We learned that last time. Are there, Luke, are there any triomes in there?
I learned it live. So
Any triomes
I've
in there?
actually, they're all still here, sitting me in the face, staring at me
Sitting on your face? Jeez.
in these boxes.
Unbelievable.
All right, sweet. So they're still sealed. So Lucas, what is your which one are you going to open first and sleeve
Which
up
one are you going to
and just,
sell
like,
for
go
a
to town
profit?
with?
Which one are you going to make your millions on?
Which ones are you going to sell for a profit to get your master set?
Yeah, right? Oh my gosh. So the first that I want to play and give a try is Calamax, the Storm Sire.
Yeah, you do.
Come on, Light.
Oh,
Can
I
There we
love
go.
that.
Good. You can see that enough.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so why I want to play him first is because, funny enough, before this was released, like before I even knew this was going to be a commander, I had just built a Malek, Paragon commander deck, right? And so that's his ability is you can cast instants and sorceries off the top of your library, and if you do, they're copied. So then this guy has a similar idea, right? When you cast your first instant spell each turn, if he's tapped, copy the spell, and you can choose new targets. And then whenever you cast an instant, you put a counter on him. So where Malek is so much like just that spell focus, this is now bringing spell casting into combat. So you can tap to attack, and then you cast the spell. So while you're still declaring attackers, he's tapped. You can then be casting those spells before people are declaring blockers. You're getting in that copy ability. Like, I'm just intrigued to see how it plays and what it looks like, kind of getting that mix up. Because, I was already in that kind of mindset with Malek. This brings in a bit of that. And then also, I always, Teamer is such a powerful color combo. So I'm just looking forward to see what it can do.
What color is Teamer again?
Green, blue, and red.
Green, blue, red. Oh.
Yeah, so is it, and then throw in some green for a little more face smash.
Punching power.
Yeah,
Right,
I gotta
right?
say that's my top pick. I've just
Nice.
been really it's intriguing when you see something that's going to copy spells I was already kind of thinking, okay, I really like Teamer, but I don't have a Teamer deck. You know, I've never just kind of pulled the trigger and gotten a Teamer deck that I thought I was really, really going to enjoy. So then you see a Teamer Dinosaur that copies instants, a very like pretty unique ability on a creature, specific. And it has to be tapped and gets +1/+1 counters. It's like a whole bunch of interesting stuff going on there. Like you said, Lucas, of course, copying instants after you've attacked with Calamax is pretty powerful. And also there are lots of ways to top Calamax without attacking and kind of make Calamax big and strong and while copying instants. So I think it's it looks like a really fun deck.
Double fling.
From the gameplay,
you know
as
what
well.
I mean? Double fling.
Double fling.
Double fling. Bing, bing. That's awesome.
Double that flying.
So fling would
not work with
actually totally work, I think, because it copies the damage from the previous one, and the payment was sacrificing. So the second one you don't actually have to pay the cost for, so it just copies it. And
don't have to pay
bing,
the cost to be the boss twice.
You know what card is the most ridiculous that I've seen with Calamax, I think, is actually Harrow.
What's that?
So Harrow is a 3 to cast instant, green instant. I believe you sacrifice a land and then you put 2 basic lands from your library onto the battlefield. Untapped. Now, if you copy it with Calamax, you don't actually have to sacrifice an additional land. So you sacrifice 1 land and get 4 lands onto the battlefield at instant speed.
Right. And then you can totally cast.
Are they untapped?
Yeah, they come out untapped on the Sunrise Success.
Okay. So then you can cast more instants with them.
That is unacceptable.
Right? Let Harrow reverberate. Like, oh my gosh. Even just like pumping him then, giant growth or something, like it could get like out of hand fast.
Sunbird's Revelation.
Oh yeah, Invocation. Yeah,
Invocation.
Yeah, exactly.
Invocation. Yeah,
that one.
Spencer's working for R&D on the Sunburn's Revelation. Yeah. Sunburn's Revelation. You got a sunburn. Oh, I got a Sunburn's Revelation.
This has changed my life.
Like Sunbird's Invocation and 1,000 Year Storm are going to be crazy in that deck.
Oh yeah.
Now the other thing that I liked about this deck is the alternative commanders that they have. I just love the idea of Paco, the Hound. And so the Paco Arcane Retriever is a Gruul doggo.
I love that thing.
With haste.
So cool.
And he like when he attacks people, you exile cards from the top of everyone's library, and he gets pumped a little bit, or you get some +1/+1 counters. That's just awesome in and of itself. So, but then you have his partner Halban, Avid Arcanist, who can bring, or who allows you to cast or play cards that have been exiled and produce mana as if it were mana of any color to cast those spells. So this is a very powerful effect, stealing other people's good things. People are going to want to play good cards in their deck, and you see this with cards like Atali, the Primal Storm, or what's the mono black guy?
Oh gosh.
I do want sorry. Just shout out to the Canada Geeks for following us. Greatly appreciated.
Canada Geeks.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, big shout out.
What's up, y'all? Canada.
Woo. Yeah. Fellow Canadian content. Yeah, that's right.
Nice. Give me some time to look up who this is. Everyone out there is like, you idiot. You don't know this commander. None of you know him.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
All of you, go check out anyone watching this.
Gonti, Lord of Luxury. I remembered. I didn't even have to find it.
Okay, just wanted to say, any of you watching this, go check out the Canada Geeks. They're also into Magic. They do great stuff, and you can also find them on social media on Instagram.
The Scram.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn right.
Yeah, so we have steely cards. Stealing stuff is really, really powerful. Atali, obviously you can cast them for free, which is amazing. But Atali slots very, very nicely into a Paco and his partner deck, Haddon, or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Paco gets big,
awesome.
too.
Yeah.
He gets big.
Huge.
Like, you don't think he does, but it happens pretty quick. And he took all your stuff.
And he's a hasty boy. If you just give some trample to your team, which you can easily do in Teamer if you have an attacking theme, like give your stuff trample and haste, right? So he already has haste. If you can get some trample in there too, you've got some true commander damage coming through. And then
just last, sorry, quick. It just and the art on him. The art is so cool. Just that like glowing like red and green, like is awesome looking.
Yeah,
really. I like that card all around.
Yeah, so fun. And I mean, I like all of these commanders. Sorry, I'm kind of snagging the spotlight here, but these teamer commanders. Like the other one is it Xyrus? Xyrus, the Writhing Storm is 2
Cyrus?
and teamer to cast. Yeah, Xyris.
Cyrus.
It's a flying snake leviathan, 3/5, and whenever an opponent draws a card, except the first one they draw in each of their draw steps, create a 1/1 green snake creature token. So that's even if they, sorry. So if they draw a card on not their draw step, that also counts for that, even if it's the first card they drew that turn. So you're making little snacks when they draw stuff, which is fun. And whenever Xyrus deals combat damage to a player, you and that player each draw that many cards. So it's like, hey, you want to take 3 commander damage? Just a little bit of commander damage. We can draw some cards. We each draw 3 cards, and then I get 3 snakes too. Which
that's insane. Just draw 3.
Yeah. It's kind of a weird take on group hug, and plays in well with things like Runic Armasaur, which punishes your opponents for using abilities that you don't want them to use, and Rhystic Studies and stuff like that. You could kind of go for a nice theme that way. It's like, hey, anything that you do actually helps me.
Well, even mill strategies with blue and red, there's all sorts of crazy stuff. I wish there was black. Like black punishes card draw too, which I love. But still, very dope. Very dope indeed. I do think the Hound one's the best, though, I'll be honest with you. Just the coolest.
So I guess I'm on Team Teamer.
It is cool. Yeah, right? You know what? Come on, mute.
Nice. You got it.
Woo!
You got the mute.
fastest muter in the West. Oh, Lord. Pardon me. With that snake dude, you know what my first thought is, which is cool? Locust God replacement. Because Locust God is when you draw, you make a thing, versus that snake is when your opponents draw. So you're in a 4-player game and you drop a wheel. What did I just make 21 snakes?
Yeah, he's
right?
really big
Soup,
with wheel decks.
Like now those snakes, the snake tokens he makes, they don't have flying, right, John?
Correct.
Do you remember? Yeah. So right. So then
snakes.
Locust God, you get flying haste. These you don't have flying or haste, but in 4-player games, like you could make a big army of them.
Eldrazi
right?
Monument for 5. Everything gets +1/+1, indestructible and flying.
Oh my god!
Just drop that and just be like, oh, don't worry about it, man. I'm not I don't even have a field. Like, don't worry, man.
Could it work with coat? We're gonna work with Coat of Arms. Is Coat of Arms cast or enter the battlefield?
So it's just a static effect. Coat of Arms is if they share a creature type, it gives +1/+1 for each of that type. So it would work. So if you
it's
wheel,
terrifying, right?
And each of those would pump Xyrus as well.
Oh, I have to put Coat of Arms in my Winota deck. Thank you for reminding me.
Oh my gosh! Right? So you can make like wheel, and then you have like 21, 22, 22s.
Similar deal with like Door of Destiny, stuff like that.
But right, like that's crazy. Ooh, I think I'm gonna build this. Sorry, guys. I think this may be coming down the pipe.
It's another command. Well, you know what though? At least that commander isn't exactly like your other commanders, where it's like you have to kill Lucas because
you don't have to kill it.
Kalia's out, so we just have to kill
Sounds like
Kalia.
Colin's chirping you, Lucas.
Right? You've fallen off, man.
You have one move, one look.
It's not
all the same.
He's just jealous and resentful.
One day I want to see you make a deck where it's like the commander is just a piece, a little cog in a great machine, like John or Spencer. They make these decks
like Spencer's Yargle. It's just like he's a frog.
Yargle.
I feel like mine are
Yargle.
Mine are a bit more like
yeah.
Yeah.
And like all that is just to make like one like little thing of orange juice, like a shot of orange juice, like this whole machine, and you're like, here you go, and you're like,
totally worth
Just
it.
a drop.
done.
Well, we'll see. I don't know. Don't get your hopes up too high there, Colin. But I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
We'll see. I'm going to start with this guy. This sounds like fun.
What are some other favorite decks here in the C20s?
Well, the other one for me, and I mean, obviously it's a big hot topic because of the free counter spell, but I mean, Gavi, right? Let's go to Cycling Land.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Right? I mean, I think this is super cool too. So that's
one
going to
I'm
be my
into as well.
Right? That's going to be the second one that I crack and play a couple of times after Calamax. Just because, I mean, I think cycling is awesome. I've had before this was even on the table. Most of my decks, I'll always have those cycling lands in there just so I can get that other card draw on it if I need. Like, I don't think before this people talked about the fact that cycling is also card draw at the same time. And I don't see a lot of, before this, I never saw a lot of people use it. I liked it. So I'm really intrigued with this to see how it plays. And just to get some, like, a different mechanic, a different feel going, like the color combo. And, I mean, come on. Dino Cat tokens, like, as previously discussed on game nights, it is true. Those are, like, the cutest things ever.
I have one of those. I pulled one from Korea. Cute.
Right?
Super
So I can,
cute.
like, rock an army of those things. You'd be like, aw, but still, I'm so happy they're killing me.
Samurai Dino Cats.
Oh wow, what a reference!
Nice,
Jesus.
nice, old school.
Wow,
very nice.
I put a pizza token on my Samurai Dino Cats.
Aw, nostalgia as you die.
But anyway, yeah. So that's. So Spencer, you were saying you were into Gavi too. What are you looking forward to with this one, or what caught your attention?
It's just the fact that it's cycling. Like really cool niche mechanic. Doesn't get a lot of play in Commander, and ever since they printed Astral Drift as sort of that second round of Astral Slide, I've wanted to build. Even before that, I wanted to build cycling, but then that came out. It's like definitely have to. When am I going to do it? Who's going to be the commander? Boom! Now we have a commander that anyone who wants to build cycling. This is sweet. There's a lot of variation you can do with cycling, so there's going to be a lot of Gavis that look very different, and I'm very excited for this.
Yeah. Plus, they printed cards that are actually super good. Because when you find one of these niche things, I feel like they're always so limited. Like you have a few cards with cycling that are super cool, but now they printed cards specifically, so cycling is the main thing, and that's when you're able to make an actual deck that can compete properly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. And I agree, because I think cycling was underused. I thought it was such a cool ability when it first came out, and there wasn't quite enough card play with it to really take off, or like to fully, like you never heard anybody say, I'm playing a cycling deck, or there's a lot of cycling in my deck. Like it wasn't talked about very much, but I thought it was a great mechanic. So I think this is cool. I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
It reminds me a little bit of Kadena from 2019.
Yeah.
So this is the Morph Commander. Obviously, I feel that cycling is probably going to end up being a little more powerful than the Morph mechanic was. But having that free card draw, essentially,
that was so powerful.
And the other side of this is you can, I feel like, there are builds that maybe are not as powerful and are more niche, things that I like to think about. And Jeskai is a really good color for actually, in this case, dumping stuff into your graveyard that you can then use. You can use your graveyard as a toolbox to get things back later that you want to play. I'm not sure if that works with the cycling, because you'll have to have a lot of cycling cards in the deck. But I'm definitely interested in that kind of thing, because you can easily bring back artifacts or enchantments.
What's the color for it? There's green.
It's
red.
Team America.
Yeah, red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue. I thought there was green in there. Okay, red, white, and blue.
Team France.
Red, white, and blue.
Vive la France.
Yeah.
Hey, throw a Past in Flames in there. All your instants and sorceries have flashback until end of turn.
Oh,
Do that as late game. They're all in the
There you
graveyard. Wham! Right?
that's pretty cool.
That could be pretty sweet. Yeah. Now we got a couple minutes left. Colin, did you have a favorite C20 deck? I got the other one sitting here if you want me to bring them up.
Well, no, I've got them. I didn't. I don't know. I wasn't super excited about any of them, to be honest. But I did think I did like how they all kind of had some unique addition to the game, and I thought that, what was it, Kethril, who's that? He works with counters, like flying counters
Yeah.
and trample counters.
Yeah, the ability counters.
I think
Those
that's
are cool.
really cool. So, and I think
agree.
Spencer turned me on to it a bit when he was telling me that
Yeah, I
his
did.
favorite card turned me on a bit with it. When he was talking about his favorite thing was with the Crystalline Giant, I think, and
Yeah.
how kind of fun
Yeah,
that
that
is.
was a great point.
And then that,
Totally.
with that other card where it stores your
Ozolith?
counters. Yes.
Yeah, the Ozolith.
Like, I think that there's a lot of fun things you can do. And this is really cool. Like, you can build your deck any way you want. Like, it could be, I mean, it could be
Yeah.
like a life gainy sort of deck, you know, where you're manipulating life totals and you have like tons of lifelink things. I mean, you could just do a bunch of random crap with it. So I think that's fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
We talked last week about, you know, we I think we all have an appreciation for the build your own monster idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
with
I do like
counters and mutate and stuff like that. And I mean, I actually just very recently watched a few more of these episodes with that are online with the new commanders, and I was actually pretty impressed. I didn't think I would like the mutate Otrimi, the Sultai mutate deck. I was pretty sure I'd like the Abzan, like the one we're talking about with the counters, the like flying bug guy. Is it flying?
Bugman.
It's probably not flying because
He is not.
it's a flying. It is a bug.
Yeah,
you know it's
yeah,
a bug.
it enters with a flying counter on it.
Nice. Yeah. So you
And then it
get
goes from there.
You benefit from having those counters, and I think all of that stuff is really really cool. I like the idea of building your own monster, and that I think that adds a good dimension to the game as well, where you have to think about, okay, how big do I want to get this thing, or how good do I want to get this thing, or how do I want to make sure that I've diversified enough to, while making sure I'm diversified enough to really not get hosed by board wipes and stuff and removal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
we go.
I think it adds a nice angle to the game.
I like it a lot.
Nice.
Anything that's
Yeah.
unique like that. Because, I've been thinking, like, what other mechanics could they even add to the game? Like, they must be running out of ideas. And I guess this isn't the most creative thing, but it's cool.
I don't think it doesn't seem to me like they're running out of ideas.
No.
There's a lot of new stuff in these.
There's a lot they can do.
So I had an
recent sets,
idea, a totally separate topic, for something that they could add to the game, like a mechanic.
Ooh,
Okay,
copyright.
check it out.
You heard it here
Copyright
first,
here
folks.
first.
Colin's
There
going to
we
share
go.
with us what he
Timestamp.
wants
Okay.
for
So white,
R&D.
right? Everyone knows white is, I guess, one of the weaker colors, generally. Okay, now, what's one of the strongest? Black. Okay, now white and black obviously have this like weird dichotomy. So I was like, okay, black sacrifices creatures, so it kills creatures for really awesome gains, like drawing cards and whatever. White, what happens if white had something similar where it's not sack outlets, but it's like a devotion? So the way I see white is that the white creatures like will devote themselves to the gods and like harm themselves, not kill themselves, but harm themselves, make themselves weaker for some sort of divine thing. So I figured instead
Like
of
wither or
sack,
something?
it would be you can give this creature -1/-1, but you can't kill it. So you can't do it to a 1/1. You can only bring it down as low as 1/1. And you get like an effect from it. I always thought that would be kind of a fun mechanic where you can add -1 counters to white, and you could have kind of something. I don't know. Anyways,
That sounds fun.
I just thought, I don't
That
know.
actually is kind of cool.
That sounds stupid.
Right? Because they can't, white can't sacrifice
Thanks for sharing,
creatures,
Colin.
really, right? Because they're white. They're not evil, whatever.
You know what? We should
That's
talk
sacrificial.
white mana and white color identity. What are the issues associated with it next week?
Yeah, we should get in
That's-
deep into white.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
We're tackling the big issues
chat
here.
earlier, and
We're tackling the big
different
issues.
video chat, and Spencer dragged me into this one somehow.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh man. Yeah,
That's cool.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
and,
let's
you
get
know
into
what?
that for
Different
next week.
mechanics too. Maybe we could find like some because there are actually a lot of people out there who are producing, alternate mechanics or alternate or kind of their own ideas around developing Magic as a game and like the different abilities and effects that could be out there potentially in our future.
I always thought
So maybe that's something for a different day.
if you if you focused on stuff that white or whatever they can't do well, but you give them like a weird drawback, I feel like that'd be awesome. Anyways,
Well, yeah, we will save this for the future. But that is it for the stream today.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, thank you all for watching us, and thank you for joining us on this podcast.
hey,
And we will catch you next week.
so keep on
quick.
slanging, you suckers.
Yeah. And before they go, right? In case you haven't, be
Yep.
sure to check out our YouTube channel, right, for our EDH gameplay videos, our deck techs, and also if you haven't seen, we've got our hashtag support your FLGS campaign going, partnered with Ultimate Guard.
Ultimate Guard.
So make sure you get out there
Check it
and
out.
support
Suckers.
your favorite local game stores. All right, we'll all get through this together.
Yes.
Support your FLGS.
YouTube.com/cardboard command.
Mm-hmm.
He's man.
Backslash.
I think it's / isn't it?
All right.
All right.
All right.
No.
Keep on slanging.
Keep on slanging.
Keep on slang.
Keep on slanging.
Oh no. Okay, I'm
See you
cutting
next
it.
week, everybody.
Cue outro.
Music for this episode was adapted from the song Wholesome by Kevin MacLeod. Further attribution information can be found in the episode description. If you want to support our channel, review, comment, or become a patron, you can also check out our EDH gameplay and other content on our YouTube channel.